upheaval in Iran. The entire country is in the grip of political turmoil. Iranian artist Parastou Forouhar has been following developments from afar on the internet. She's known for her public criticism of the Iranian regime, most recently at an exhibition in Tehran.
Of course, I know it's risky, but change will never happen unless we take risks, and I want to do my small part to bring about change.
The artist has lived in Germany since 1991. We're fortunate to pay a visit to her in Offenbach. During her most recent trip to Iran in November, she was interrogated by the secret police and her passport was confiscated. For weeks, she was denied permission to leave. Why were you detained in Iran?
It was the 11th anniversary of my parents' murder. As I do every year, I tried to organize a gathering in memory of my parents. But the security forces turned out in large numbers to prevent it. But I still gave several interviews that day beforehand, and I called on my political contacts. Despite the ban, I tried to keep the memory of the anniversary alive.
Dariush and Parwaneh Forouhar were prominent dissidents in Iran. They called for democracy and the separation of religion and state. On November 21, 1998, they were murdered by Secret Service agents in their Tehran apartment. Parastou Forouhar has demanded that the officials responsible for her parents' murder be punished and that she be allowed to commemorate the anniversary of their death publicly. But the Iranian regime refuses. Why are they banning the Day of Remembrance?
A flagrant crime was committed that day, which the government later acknowledged. But it's still an open wound. And the people in Iran who've been deprived of their rights use this opportunity to demonstrate their opposition. And that's exactly what the regime hopes to prevent.
Parastou Forouhar was accused of giving interviews that insulted the Islamic Republic. For 2 weeks, she was denied permission to leave the country and then interrogated. Only afterwards was she allowed to return to Germany. She's now one of Iran's best-known female artists. She studied at the Tehran University College of Art and later here in Offenbach. Her artworks have grown increasingly political, including scenes of torture. Photographs of her exhibition last November at a Tehran gallery. At first glance, a seemingly harmless collection of balloons. A video of the installation was broadcast around the world on the web. A closer look at the balloons reveals they're decorated with scenes of torture. There's censorship, the Western media are banned from reporting, and you go and put together a highly political exhibition.
The protests are so large now that the system of control is starting to crumble. This exhibition wouldn't have been possible a few years ago.
Art exhibitions like the one by Parastou Forouhar are becoming more common in Tehran these days.
This is one of the balloons from my recent installation in Iran. The work is entitled, I Surrender.
But this is actually a provocation. Scenes of violence from present-day Iran, exhibited in Tehran.
Yes, being provocative is precisely what it's about for me. I want to be provocative, to elicit a moment of refusal, of resistance, to call forth a sense of rejection, a rejection of this violence that comes from deep within.
Works by Parastou Forouhar, a confrontation between beauty and violence. Her art forces us to take a closer look and to acknowledge the images of torture. But I actually want nothing to do with this.
Exactly, and I'm refusing to allow you to have nothing to do with it. I'm drawing you in, and once that happens, you're forced to take a stand. You're forced to confront yourself and your own desire to avoid all of this. And that's exactly what I'm trying to accomplish. There's no such thing as an innocent bystander anywhere on earth.